I guess I have to share like a leak probably a week, similar to like the Kopi Cafe, right? I will say the Discord. Let me shout out the Discord one more time. Oh wow, we had a lot of members tonight. Nice, well done, everyone. Earlier today it was like 1460. Now we're at 1549. I will just say we have in terms of the ratio of NFTs that are going to be sold to Discord members, we are already way past full. So even if not even everybody in here can get one, there will be other ways to interact with the platform. If you think, oh, I missed it, it's over, whatever, it's not over. I'm just telling you that this is not going to be like a massive mint. If you kind of want to have some comparisons, I'm not saying they're going to be alike in any way. And just in terms of quantity, think like Jelly Cubes, think CT793. So 1549, there's already too many people for the amount of NFTs we have. So just keep that in mind. I spend a lot of time in this space, so I understand the importance of supply and demand. I really want to create and build value, monetary and otherwise, for the people who are holding or people who are wanting to mint this or be a part of it in that way. And so I'm not going to try to go for a 10K. I'm not going to try to go for anything crazy. So I guess that's my one alpha. There is going to be a lot of opportunities to get a whitelist. It will be a 100% whitelist. I don't know if some people might be frustrated by that, but I think people at this point realize that public mints are just botted. If people are running scripts, it's only an illusion if you think you have a chance of getting an NFT in a public mint. So I think for the safety of the community, as well as making sure that I can relatively pick, people who are actually invested and interested and want to be more of a holder instead of a flipper. I'm not going to complain to anybody for taking profits if it's there, but I want to try to, give whitelist to people who are actually like want to be a part of it. Anyways, let's see. I don't know if you have any comments on that. Did that make any sense?
No, that did. I think I want to touch on what you mentioned about the supply and demand in the whitelist. Supply and demand is key in the space. And like you said, with the Jelly Cubes, we've seen if you have an oversaturated market, it takes a lot of time for the community to really soak that up and for the value of the NFTs to rise. And so I think having a much more limited number makes it not only much more rare, right, or valuable, but the people that hold it know that they're part of a very, very unique club. So I think it also adds to that as well. And I'm excited to see how you bring on content creators. I would love to be, a part of that. I'll definitely be going ahead and jumping into that Discord later tonight. But yeah, man, again, congratulations to what you're doing. And it's going to be a learning process along the way. I'd love to hear your thoughts about how this goes for you as, I begin to kind of look out on branching out and doing things like this. But having an NFT collection, I think is key. Like I said, it gives people access to certain utilities and potentially access to you and, some of the knowledge that you have as well, right? Which is more than valuable in this space.
Yeah, I appreciate that. There's definitely going to be a place for you. I'll just say that now. And if the one liner doesn't kind of make sense to you, the premier content library for crypto and NFTs, the goal then is with that type of idea is to YouTube is very saturated. There's millions of videos, millions of channels, all vying for your attention. What if there was a place that's a lot more focused on if you have in your mind like, hey, I want to learn about Cardano, I want to learn about NFTs, I want to learn about crypto. If you go to YouTube, I've experienced this personally hundreds of times. I get lost in a rabbit trail. Like the video could also be on my home screen and I see a different video that I'm like, oh man, that looks so good. And I'm gone, right? I'm 30 minutes down the rabbit hole. I can't get that time back. If you knew that there was a place that you could actually stay in this ecosystem, stay in this, maybe put some bowling bumpers, on for your own like self-control. That's what I'm trying to do. So projects, creators, everything, courses, like all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm going to try to build. I'm not going to pretend like that's an easy thing to do. But I'm willing to give it a shot and I'm willing to do my best. If you guys have been following me for the last over a year, you know that I try to do that with every show and everything that I put together. So I'm just trying to expand and grow that farther. I am going, so I don't know if I mentioned it, somewhat recently, discord.gg/the Spark Lab. It's also in the description. Let's see. Does anybody have questions about that? Talking the community has been fire. The gift competition is insane. I actually am really impressed. I think when I last counted earlier today, there were over 50 or like 60 submissions. And we were going to pick 5 winners. That will be announced tomorrow. So I guess it said the giveaway is going to end tonight. I am just going to say, maybe we go till Thursday morning, and then we'll look through them again. I've already picked some of my winners, and we'll be giving whitelists and some other NFTs and things away for the gift competition. But that's been a lot of fun for sure. D-Man says, do you have a mint date? No, I do not have a mint date, and I don't necessarily want to put myself in a hole. But because we've been working on it for the last 2 or 3 months now, it is soon. That's like the worst thing to say. Q1 is not out of the question. Maybe I say it that way. Q1 is not out of the question. Okay.
What kind of art style are you going for, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh man. Wow. Fareed just going for it.
Drop some alpha on us, man.
I'll tell you the 2 styles I was considering. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 styles I was considering is you either go the PFP route or you go a branded route.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there are pros and cons to those, right? The PFP route, you get some collectability, you get some one-of-ones, you get some rare traits and all that kind of stuff. On the branded side, you might not get as much flexibility because you want to stay within your brand guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
But you also keep some professionalism. You keep some, it's nice and clean. It's, whatever. So those were the 2 things that I was presented with, and some of the consultations and different things. I talked with several people around the space. That's basically where they were like, you got to go one of those 2 ways. And I've decided, and for all intents and purposes, those are already actually ready to go, on the collection side. So that's actually not the barrier at this point. But yeah, I will that'll at least put people, get people questioning.
Yeah. No, and I think, like you said, either one of those is good. Obviously, some may have benefits that others don't. But I want to kind of just take things back a little bit, if you don't mind, about what you were talking about with YouTube and the bumper rails. I think it's a really good idea what you've kind of got going here. What that really kind of makes me think is like an educational library, right? And if you can have it all be Cardano centric, like you said, you're saving people a ton of time from having to search through stuff. And a lot of stuff nowadays too. And I don't want to knock on any other creator, but one thing that I notice about your channel, it's very high quality. And that's what I aim for as well on my channel. And so having one repository where you can have, educational blogs, videos, posts, which are all high quality, I think is very much needed in the space.
Yep. Agreed. And I actually, just to talk with you about it, and I actually opened this up because initially it was just Cardano. And then I said,
Mm-hmm.
I opened it up to even crypto and NFTs. Now I think initially I start with Cardano because that's just what I know. That's some of the network and connections that I have. And then after that thing starts rolling pretty well, then I'm open to being like, if, kind of some of the conversation we were having earlier, integrity, high quality. Like I don't want the Moon Boys 100x type people, videos on my platform. But if like, hey, there's someone, who's really trying to do it and they're on a different blockchain, great, let's bring them on. Let's, we want to, it is going to be interoperable at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And we all think that Cardano is going to be a huge player in that. And so, yeah, why don't we maybe branch out and learn some new things? And yeah, so yeah, for sure. All that is true. It's so hard to not, I'm one of those people who like has to like spill the beans. I'm a pretty good secret keeper, but I just like, I don't like it. I hate it. If I get somebody a Christmas present, like, it's like, I got to tell them, I can't like hold it in. So, I'm really excited about it. And it's going to be fun. I'm purposefully not sharing a lot because I want to give people the opportunity to join in. Because I don't want them to be in the back to be like, oh, it was all inside. And he was just telling everybody everything. And then when he went public, he just like boom, 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 rolled it out, and I didn't have a chance. Like I said it a week ago, and you still have time.